Hey Karen, how are you?
Hi, how are you, Ray?
I'm doing good well. Thank you for joining me today. I know you're a very
No,
busy
thank you
person.
for no, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we haven't had the pleasure of speaking in person, so I thought I'd take advantage of this virtual digital age that we're in and get you on an Instagram Live to kind of remedy that.
Yes, it's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity. Thank you again for the invitation, Ray.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I work for Tobacco Business Magazine, so I know that you came up in our awards last year
Yes,
for the Woman of the Year category. So ever since
yes,
then, I've been wanting to speak to you and do a story on you. So I thought this would be a good precursor to maybe a bigger story that we can do in tobacco business to kind of get to know you and what all you have going on.
yes. I felt really glad and really proud to be part of that part of the nomination. Means a lot to me, and also means also be um, have this nomination between these beautiful ladies of the list who has a lot of experience and also knowledge. Uh,
Yeah. So um, what I like to do with these is I like to get a little bit of background information on you, and then I like to talk about your business and everything that you do there, and give people a chance to ask questions if they have any questions to ask you.
of course, of course.
So, kind of, um, I guess we should start at the beginning. Kind of let us know, how did you get into the cigar industry and get involved with tobacco?
Okay. Um, Well, I started in the business when I was 18. I started working in a cigar factory in Nicaragua, in Esteli, Nicaragua. At that time, I was also studying my career as a business administration. So I don't have enough money to cover my expenses, so I decided to go to work at a factory. So as all the beginning workers, so we had some kind of process. At first, we start like for 15 or 20 days, practice, learning all the process. So I was in the production area, rolling tobacco. In Nicaragua, we work in a couple. Usually, um, men are bunching the cigar, women are rolling the cigar. So I started rolling the cigar in the production area. So I was around 18 years old. I was there around more than 1 year working. At that time, also, I met the owner of the factory, which is my husband who passed away, Mr. Don Kiki Berger. And we met, we fell in love, and we married. So at that time, I was being more involved in all the process as the packing area, administration area, pre-industria, and also something about the growing tobacco too, because we have the factory and the farm in the same place. So we had a small company, but we had the process from the seed to your hands.
So you talked about rolling cigars, which uh, I've definitely have tried it once. It's not my thing, so I know it's a challenging. It's not an easy thing as people may think it is. So, you know, what was it like specifically, kind of working in the factory area? Because um, I know that factories are kind of where everything begins and the whole heart of the industry. So what was it like to kind of get your start in the industry there rather than, in retail or in some other part of the business?
Yes. When I started working in the factory, it's not easy. You can see people rolling cigar, and you could think that it's an easy part, but no. But we had with a lot of quality control because we are using the rotor, and the rotor is very it's a material can be damaged with whenever things. So um, that's the most difficult part for me. But then when I start experience help a lot, when you are working and you love what you do, and also you put all the interest and the thing that you are doing is amazing, and when you love what you do, then it's more easy to do it. But it has not been easy also when then I was working in the factory and also having in control all the different process of the have a factory, the production and everything. So every operation has some kind of difficult part. Now I am more involved in the factory, blending my cigars. That this is the part that I love a lot. Having the capacity to create something by myself, to bring all my people, all my cigar family. That's the most important part for me.
So when you're starting to work on a blend, I mean, where do you start? Do you look at the different tobaccos you want to work with? Do you kind of go for a certain flavor profile? Like, how do you start that process?
Yes. When I am looking for create a new blend, it's some difficult part. We have I carry two different blends, two different brands. I'm sorry. I carry Don Kiki cigar and also K by Karen Berger. Karen Berger comes in three different wrappers: Connecticut, Havana, and Maduro. And in Don Kiki cigar, we have also 8 different blends. We work with Havana, we work with Arapiraca, Brazil, as well with Connecticut. So when you start to thinking about create a new blend, also is not only thinking about what is my what is the thing that I like. It's also thinking as a I am owner of cigar store, so I have experience in the retail area as well as wholesale area. So I am looking for acting or looking for what my customer ask me for do something new, what they like it. So based in the what they like it, and also based in the create something different that I have. So that's the idea when I propose or when I intend to create a new blend, make something different that I don't have in the market right now, and also something different that people are asking.
Now, I know you probably get this question a lot, but the cigar industry is so male, oriented. Everything is kind of geared towards the men in the industry. But it's great that in the last couple of years, we've seen women really take their place in the industry and come out from behind the scenes, because you speak to anybody in the industry and they always tell you that women have been involved in the cigar industry since the beginning. Um, and now, I think more people are recognizing their contributions to the industry. So can you just talk a little bit about, the women in the industry and what we don't all get to see? Because I know, like I said, different media portray the industry as just being all about men, but we know that that's not the case.
Yes, you're right. But if we back to the history, we see that for many, many years ago, woman has been playing an important part in the cigar industry. As you know, and the cigar factory, I can say between 75 or 70% of people working are women. So women, we have a lot of power in the cigar industry, even that we are not the face of the company, but or manufacturer, but we are working before. So I think that right now we are breaking some kind of stereotypes. Right now, women are more involved as a manufacturer, as a smoker, supporting this industry with a lot of knowledge, because you have the knowledge. So we are more educated in everything about the cigar industry. So I think that we are doing a great progress. That's industry dominated really well by men, but today we are doing the difference. I am really glad for all the support that I am having for many group of women, of the smokers. And I am really like also support different women who are manufacturers, who have her own brands. So I like to support other women. And I'm sorry for my bad English.
No, it's great. You're fine.
I I I live in Miami. I am living between Miami years ago between Miami and Nicaragua. And I went to Miami Dade College in Miami, but the only thing that I learned was Cuban instead English.
You know what? I went to the University of Miami for a year, and I think I was the only person there who didn't speak Spanish. So I got to see both sides of it because I remember we had a teacher come in. I took Spanish class and I was trying to learn Spanish, and I just couldn't get it. It wasn't. It was going over my head. And I remember the teacher's boss came in one time and she was going around and she was speaking Spanish to the boss, and she was like, these are my students, this person does this. And she got to me and she said, this is Antoine. He's a great guy, doesn't know Spanish. And the instructor just was like, oh, okay. And I was like, I understood. I just can't like communicate back. So I understand. I understand what it's like sometimes, kind of having that language barrier. But I'm understanding you just great. So no
Yes,
worries on that.
yes, and for me, at the end of the day, the cigar industry breaks all the boundaries. Doesn't matter who language do you speak or how do you speak. At the end of the day, I can say many great things about my cigar. At the end of the day, is your word, is your palate that decides if it is a good cigar or no. I say personally that the cigar speaks by itself.
Yeah, and that's a good point. And I know you talked about like how you have those two brands that you're working with. So when it came to create the K by Karen brand, I mean, how was that? How did you create that brand? Because I know that has like your face on it. It has your name on it. So I know that must have felt special to put yourself into that cigar and that blend. So what was that process like of bringing that to life?
Um, my husband will be was in September of this year. This year he passed away. So when he passed away, my idea always was to carry with his legacy alive, working with his brand. So he has 4 original blends of Don Kiki cigar, and I create 2 new blends in Don Kiki cigar, which was Don Kiki Platinum. We were in the top 18 in the top 25, number 18 in the best cigar of the year cigar journal.
Wow.
And also I worked in the Don Kiki Gold label, which was the last blend that made Don Kiki. So that's at the first time, that's my first idea, keeping his legacy, promoting his brand, and do everything to maintain his name alive. But then I listened to many advice of friends and of the industry, and they told me, why you don't create your own brand? So I was thinking and thinking, so I decided, okay. So that was when I created my K by Karen Berger. But also with the idea they keep also his name alive. See, if you see the box, the K that crown here is coming also in all labels of Don Kiki. So I decided to put the same crown over here, and the K belongs to my name and also belongs to my Kiki, belongs to Kiki name. So the idea is also create a new blend, but also having his name, having his presence in my new blend. I start in 2006. I introduced my two blends in the IPCPR, which was the K by Berger Habano and the Maduro. They are both I use for both Ecuadorian wrapper, but all the filler and binder come from my farm from Nicaragua. I put a lot of love, a lot of passion in create that kind of blend because, as I said before, to have something different than the other brands or the other blends that I carry. This is a different sizes that I am using, different formatos, no sé cómo se dice, formatos. I use or in all my case cigar, I use the box press. I like box press. So thank God we had a really good rating in all those cigars, 91, 90, 92 Smoke Magazine. I am really proud of that. Um, but that was the first idea. Uh, the design was created by Manny Iriarte, who worked with the Fuentes family. So a lot of things that describe me in the label of the cigar is three words that had the label. Uh, the three words are passion, loyalty, and courage. So that defines myself because I have a person who works a lot, but also I like to do it because for me it's a passion to be here, to have some kind of presence as a woman in this industry.
So, I remember when we were doing the awards for tobacco business and your name came up, so many people, including Janine Perdomo, who ended up winning that category, they had so many nice things to say about you. I remember Janine was saying that, you had such an interesting story, that you've been through so much and yet you came through it, even better and stronger. So could you tell us about, like, for you, like, what's been the most challenging part, like, experience that you've had to go through, and how did you get past that trouble or that experience?
Okay, has been really difficult for me. As I said before, thank you for everybody who is connecting right now to the live. As I said before, we are a small company, but we have a vertical process. We're growing, we own tobacco. I have the factory, the farm, and also our retail store. So retail store is some part of the job that I have a lot of knowledge, as well in the production area in the factory. But something new that I learned when my husband passed away, he was the face of the company. So when he passed, that's the time that I had to be the face of the company, having having all these responsibilities in my back. So one of the most difficult things for me at that time was to grow in tobacco. That my first experience was in 2016, my first crop. Oh my God. So I was really, really nervous. And also that part, I didn't have any experience about growing tobacco, nothing like that. I had people who worked with me for a long time ago, but also all the economic responsibility was by myself, only by myself. So for me, that part was, I feel a lot of pressure in that part, but we did it. So I made my first crop with any loan by myself, with my own money. It's a lot of sacrifice. And we decided to go in some kind of fee at that time. So we are thinking in that time to make a lot of production. But then I didn't think that at that we don't use the seed that we're growing. So I didn't have any blend that used the tobacco seed that I was growing at that time. So well, we had a really good production. We had a really good crop. But then I had a lot of tobacco, and I don't want to do what all this amount of tobacco. So I say, what I now I have the tobacco. What is the next step? So we keep about a lot of visual ligero for our production for us, but also I started selling the tobacco, the raw tobacco to Dominican Republic. That helped me a lot. So was really difficult at that time, because I can say I did really bad, and I did well. I did really well. So I looked for other ways to recuperate my money and also work and keeping with all the abilities that the factory has. That for me, that was the most difficult experience. So being or have all the process as factory farm is really hard. So when you have a really good team working with you and also asking for some advice, I say that I am very humble person and I don't know too many things. So I like to learn every day. And this industry, we have a lot of variety, a lot of knowledge, a lot of different techniques. So I am open every day to learn something new. So, and about my little mistake or big mistake, I am learning a lot of everything.
So what's the last new thing that you learned recently? Just to go off that question.
Yes. Um, well, in the blending process, so also that part, as I said before, I was really new in that part. Now I am more involved since 2016, but was really difficult to learn the different characteristics of the different tobacco leaves. So that was amazing experience to have the capacity to right now to know every one of my blend and have the even that with my close eyes or a different have the possibility to differentiate the different blends that I have to learn about the different tobacco leaves and all the stuff. So it is amazing.
So tell us a little bit more about your store, because I know that's a big part of your business as well. Yes.
Yes, we are located in Daytona Beach, so we are 7,000 square feet. It's a walking humidor, and I carry and support a lot of premium and boutique cigars. But I can say that 50% of the cigars that we carry here in the store, Don Kiki Cigar Superstore, are boutique cigars. I like to support every person who is in the same condition as me, small companies that we are knocking doors. So I'm, it's, I feel that I am in the same place. I want to everybody give me the opportunity that carry my products. So that made me happy. If I can help to people, I do that. I do that. We had in the second floor a lounge. We had a pool table, and we had a really nice view of the ocean because we are in front of the ocean.
And you said, where's your store at?
Daytona Beach.
Okay. Awesome. So where do you feel most alive? In the factory or the store or the tobacco field?
Um, Everything in Nicaragua, my factory and the tobacco field is located in the same place. And also my house is there. So I had the opportunity to be there, to wake up in the morning and also can see the tobacco field from my house because I live on the mountain. So from the mountain, I can see the tobacco leaf, the tobacco field. And I enjoy a lot to be in the factory, to be in the farm, to be in the tobacco field. That's the most beautiful part that I enjoy a lot. See that house growing the tobacco, it is amazing.
And you talked about working with Manny on the artwork for your box and stuff. So talk a little bit about working with other people in the industry, because I don't think when people talk about the cigar industry, they never understand how much collaboration and working with different brands and brand owners goes on. So just kind of tell us about working with some of the other, like you said, boutique people in the industry and the different families. You mentioned the Fuentes, the Perdomos. Just talk about just what goes on behind the scenes, because we're all kind of interested in what we don't get to see all the time.
Yes, I think that we are a cigar family. So even that I carry or I have some kind of collaboration with premium or boutique cigar, we are a cigar family. I think that I see that support, that we have support between each other. As you say, I have Perdomo, I have Gabi Cafe here in the store, Amazing Cigar from Honduras. So for me, it's not a competition. For me, it's a teamwork. So the cigar industry is really big. There are different customers, there are different products. So everybody has the opportunity to have his own brand, you know. And because for me, we have a lot of variety. So I think that in the collaboration area, I receive a lot of support of many persons in the cigar industry. I have the support of amazing people as Jonathan Drew from Drew Estate, which is my really good friend, and also work with Manny with all the knowledge. And I feel really proud because I know it is a kind of person who has a lot of recognition in this industry because, as you say, has been working for a long time with the Fuentes family, which is an amazing cigar that also I carry here in my store. And also I am really I follow to Miss Liana Fuente as well Miss Cynthia Fuente. For me, both ladies are big, really examples to follow, as well Miss Janine Perdomo, who I was really glad that he won because he is amazing, supporting uh, his husband brand and also all the work that she has. She deserves.
So, this year has been a challenge for everybody. And it's caused a lot of us to have to do business and do what we do in a completely different way to get over this pandemic. So how has the pandemic kind of changed your business or how you approach business?
Well, I think that has been the COVID situation has been some kind really positive things for me, even though we had a really bad time because the store were closed for almost 2 months.
Wow.
Yes, in that 2 months, we opened a new way to survive in this pandemic situation. So we create a website that we don't have it before, and right now it's working, and also help allow between the retail store and also website. And also another positive thing is that as a family, I have more time to enjoy with my family. I am Karen Berger. First is a mother, and also is a woman that is really glad to be part of this cigar industry. And another thing is that we have also really bad time in Nicaragua. So for all these things, airports closed, flights, delayed flights, and everything, we lose a lot of opportunity to bring our merchandise or cigars to here in the United States as well to send to another country. Karen Berger not only has his own brand, and also I work for other private label. I make a private label from Europe part, Germany, Switzerland. So that kind of situation affects us a lot, but thank God we survive. I think that cigar industry has been affected with another things, and we are strong. So right now, all the situation has changed very dramatically because we are doing better. So I don't know, maybe because people will stay more in home, they are smoking more. So we are sales has increased in the part of that's in my retail area, in my wholesale area. So thanks God we are open more accounts. So I am really happy with that. Even that we're really bad months, but there are, I don't know if I say in the correct way. Before raining, the sun appears. So We are doing great. Thanks God.
I always like to ask people like you who have had so much success, especially in business, what have you learned about yourself since you've kind of gone into business for yourself? Because you could have easily have found a job working for somebody else, but the fact that you've chosen, to create a business to support yourself, what have you learned about yourself in this process?
I think that everybody who has a dream has the power to do it. Nothing comes easily. Everything that you want to have, you need to work a lot. So I learned that I am a strong woman, and also that I can do whatever I want to do. It took a lot of time, and also in this a lot of time, I can do a lot of mistakes. But for every mistake that I did, I learned. So, and also for every door that is closed for me, I know that one door is open for me. So thanks God, I had a lot of faith, and I know that every person has the possibility. It's not easy, but has the possibility to reach the dream. I didn't reach my dream. I am working for my dream. I know that I have the power. I know I have the knowledge, and I know that I acquire more knowledge, and with all the support and also with all the love that people give it to me, and for every comment that I receive, give me more strength to keep doing that I was doing.
What's your advice for other women who want to come into this industry? Because I know that some of them feel a little bit intimidated, like we talked about earlier, because they see so many men dominating this industry. So what's your advice to the women who want to be part of this industry in a more, predominant way?
My advice is that we need to educate. I think that women we need to educate to not to show that men that we have the knowledge or the capacity to be in this industry. I say that it's more because we need to prove ourselves that we can do it and be more strong and be more and have more security about ourselves that we can do it. So I recommend that every woman that has to be part of this industry is not easy because we have, as I said before, uh, there are stigmas that we don't know or we don't have the knowledge. Even when I have here in my store, I give you an example. Um, for some reason, I am in the register and some new customer coming to my store and I ask me, "Hi, how are you? How can I help you?" And they look at me, "What do you know about cigar?"
Right.
So, so we need to change that. So I recommend education. Even for me, I am trying to learn every day something new. So with more education, we can really proud of be part of the cigar industry, and not to show, only to be capacitated to be here with knowledge and more power.
Yeah, and you talk about education. I mean, that's such an important part of the cigar industry and moving it forward. You know, um, what are some of the things that people, just the basic cigar smoker, should strive to learn about this industry and about cigars in particular?
One important thing for me is to have the respect of every consumer, of every person who smokes cigar. So part of the education as a smoker, I am not talking about as a manufacturer. So I am talking about the smoker. Every person has to know to create one cigar is more than 200 people working in that cigar. There are different blends, different tastes, different palates. I would like to everybody people know that we need to respect. If you try one cigar and you don't like it, doesn't mean that that cigar is bad. Doesn't mean that that cigar is not for you. For before to speak, we need to learn every process that has a cigar for being in your hand. We are talking about years since the seed is in the field until you have your cigar. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of sacrifice. I would like to people educate and know the different process that we have to give you a one cigar. That since that the tobacco is in the field, all the process of the aging of the raw material, and then all the aging when the tobacco is finished, and all the work that we do. First is the respect for, for the thing that you are smoking. I would like to everybody know one part of the education is also know that there are cigars for different palates. There are different blends, and cigars also depend of the origin of cigars has different characteristics. Dominican Republic, the taste of the cigar is really different than Nicaraguan cigar. We are a volcanic soil. Our cigar is very different the taste as a Cuban cigar, which are really good too. So people need to know or learn a little more about the different characteristics of every tobacco depending of the origin of the tobacco. As a manufacturer, everything as well, everything for me that I learn every day is the different techniques. For example, and create some kind of um, um, the way that we work different countries. So sometimes it's more easy than the way that we work in Nicaragua, using different things to um, improve the things when we are talking about the production area, using some kind of machine that they tell you how much the way the cigar it is. I don't know exactly how to say the name of the machine right now in English, but there are many things to learn. And also in the field growing tobacco, there are new different techniques. Also, I am old fashioned. I am use uh, uh, use the old techniques, but also I am open to learn the new techniques to growing tobacco.
I know a question a lot of people usually have is, what's the difference between, say, Nicaraguan tobacco and Dominican grown tobacco? Is there a certain characteristic or attribute that's different between the two tobaccos?
For me, I had the possibility, or I am blessed because I had the opportunity to try different cigars because I carry here in my store. To me, to my palate, the difference, one of the difference between Nicaraguan and Dominican, Nicaragua usually has a taste a little bitter than Nicaragua. Nicaragua has more earthiness taste because we are talking before that is a volcanic soil. So for me, all depend of your experience that you have the possibility to know or to taste that kind of difference between both cigars that are really good in both sides. I love Dominican, I love Fuentes, I love Fuentes, Berger, Berger, I love Romeo Julieta from Dominican. But yes,
When you think about your brand, where do you want to take it from here? Do you want more cigar lines to add to your brand, or do you want to expand your store? Like, what's next for you and your business?
we are working in different projects. This year was very tough for everybody. So we lost the opportunity to go to many different places to make the representation of our new project. But yes, Karen Berger has been working for years in two different blends that maybe it's not once I want to present next year. So it's an amazing project that I have in hands. Also, um, two different blends, one in K by Karen Berger and also one in Don Kiki Cigar. And also keep working, promotion on my brand. This is traveling around the world, traveling around United States and preaching, and also telling people that here we are.
That's awesome. Just for people who are interested in business in general, maybe it's not cigars, but for people who just want to start their own business, I mean, what's your advice to just anybody to how to get started on that dream of, I guess, independence and not having to work for somebody else?
It's really hard, you know. I am not from this country. I am an American citizen right now, but I am really thankful for this country that has been opened the door for me. That start a new business is something that you can have some kind of problems, but also is not impossible. Um, I have been working alone with my team, but not with any partner. So everything that we are doing has been very difficult, but having a good team and also asking for some advice, you know, because nobody knows many things. So the idea is, for me, is I always asking for help, for advice, because that's I have many things that I know, but recently I got a new license from Ohio. I didn't know that we had to have to get a license to have the possibility to sell for cigar over there. So now we get our license. It's a new thing. It's a new challenge. But if you're looking for some help, for sure, it's not easy, but also not impossible. Not only for looking to open a new business in the cigar industry, for all the business that you want to open. I think that we are in a country where we have a lot of possibilities, and yes, everybody can do it.
I think that's awesome. I know we have a few minutes left, but I would love for you to talk about your husband some. So for us who didn't have the chance to meet him or know him, what kind of person was he and what did you learn from him?
Okay. Um, Don Kiki Berger was an amazing and wonderful person. If you have the possibility to ask to anybody in the cigar industry who has the opportunity to meet him, they won't tell you that he was a friendly person. He wants to support everybody. He wants to help everybody. He was a big guy because he has a big heart. And he was my professor. He teach me, he taught me a lot of things. So that's why I keeping his name alive. He started in the business in the 90s in Nicaragua with his own factory. He was working at the beginning with private label, and then he decided to create his own brand, Don Kiki. As he's a person for me that nobody can forget him. And that's the person because I am working and will be working until my last day to keep his name alive because he deserves this and more.
And how does it feel after all these years I know you're working on saving his legacy, but also you have a legacy of your own. So how does it feel after all these years to have so many people in the industry look up to you and recognize you just for your work and your contributions to the industry?
Working in my legacy, for me, the few things that I was thinking is give some kind of example to my kids. I had one boy and two daughters. So at the beginning, the first thing that is going to my mind, as they know all the passion and all the work that Karen Berger has and all the strength that I have to keep trying or to be in some kind of business that is government or by mouth. So if we are breaking a stereotype. So I wanna people know they remember me first because I create with a lot of passion, with a lot of passion, one brand to be enjoyed not only for women, to be enjoyed to everybody. And second, and I work with a lot of passion to be here and with a lot of work. So as a woman, I think that we can do it. We can be here, and I want to people remember me. I'll keep a legacy for some person that work with a lot of passion and with a lot of love for this industry. Because the first thing that you need to know, of course, is that that industry gives us some kind of profit, but also a lot of work. So you
Definitely.
need to work a lot. Yes.
Wow. I feel like I've learned so much, from just one conversation with you, just learning about how you balance the passion and the legacies and just how you move forward. So it's been so great to speak to you today because, like I said, we haven't had the chance to speak in person, but I think I've learned a lot from you today. So if you had like one, if you want, if you have one little last message to leave for people to learn more about you, uh, what would you want people to know about you and about your cigar brands that you do?
Okay. First, I want to thank you again, Matt, for giving me the opportunity, and thank you for being working with Tobacco Magazine. That also is a lot of support for all for boutique cigar. Thank you so much for being
Thank
part of
you.
that. All the rewards, all the things, all the uh, people know about us, of course, because also the help that all the magazines give us. So I am really thankful with that Tobacco Magazine with you. And I want to people know that if you have the opportunity, I would like to people to try my cigars and have a little more about me. It's not only a face, it's not a person who works a lot. It's a company and a small company, a small again that we make. We have a vertical process. So since we're growing the seed, the tobacco is in the leaf. We have the factory, we have the farm. I want to people know that all the blends that we have are created in base to quality, not quantity. So we are also working in a small batch to maintain the quality in our cigars. That for me uh, has a lot of has a lot of. It is amazing cigar for me. So I want also everybody say that give me the opportunity to try my cigar, and thank you if you know support my brand. Thank you for support the cigar industry. Thank you for keep smoking. Thank you for support everybody in this and keep smoking.
Yeah, and just for those people who came in later, just tell us, if you have a few minutes, the main difference between your two cigar brands that you have. Because I know somebody asked what was the big difference between the two that you, or the different cigar brands that you offer.
Yes. Here I have the sampler pack. So I said before in the K9 we have three different blends. We have the Connecticut, which is a light cigar. We have the Habano, medium body cigar, and the Maduro. In the line of Don Kiki, we have the original blend, green, white, brown, and also red label, which we are using Habano, Sumatra wrapper, Connecticut wrapper, and the original blend. Amazing cigar in the line of Don Kiki. As well, we have the Platinum that we got a really good rating, and the gold label. Gold label is my full body cigar. It is amazing. It's also Arapiraca from Brazil. We got 90, I think, no, 91, 91, 91. So rate means something, but at the end of the day, the best reward is when everybody has the opportunity to try my cigar and say, Karen, I like your cigar. You are doing good. That's the most amazing thing.
Since in our last minute or two here, um, tell us about your social media. What should people be following so they can keep up with you? And what are the different Instagram pages that we need to follow to keep up with your brands?
We have three pages on Instagram. So we have Don Kiki Cigar Superstore. We have K by Karen Berger, and we have Karen Berger. And Facebook page, we have Don Kiki Cigar Superstore as a Facebook page. K by Karen Berger and also Karen Berger. Twitter, we have Don Kiki Cigar Superstore. And I have the control of all my social media. I am the person in charge to work in the social media. I personally respond all the comments and also all the DMs that I receive. Um, as well, we can find our products in the store, Don Kiki Cigar Super Store, Daytona Beach, and in our website, www.donkikicigar.com.
Awesome. Well, like I said, I would like to thank you for coming on today and telling us about your story and your cigar brands. I learned a lot, and I hope the people who tuned in live and who will watch this in replay learned a lot about you as well.
Now, thank you for inviting me. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you so much for the all person that enjoy with us of this live and also know a little more about me and also about my company. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Like I said, I look forward to our next encounter, whenever that is, maybe in person, hopefully. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but I'm sure after coronavirus gets under control, I'll be out there a little bit more and look forward to kind of stopping by and seeing your store and seeing you in person.
You are more than welcome to visit us here in Daytona Beach as well in Nicaragua, in the factory. I open my house. You are more than welcome.
That'd be awesome. Well, thank you so much, and hope you have a great day. And like I said, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.